And we're back. I'm jolted awake by a thunderous banging sound coming from my door. My first thought is, it could be Shizune. After all, only a deaf person or a jackass would knock that loudly at this hour. Who is it? Of course, if it's Shizune, she wouldn't be able to hear that or answer it. There's no reply, so I'm kind of pleased. I haven't seen Shizune in a while. Opening the door, I find Kenji standing out in the hall, his eyes nervously darting from side to side. Oh, it's you. Yeah, it's me. What kind of a reaction is that? Well, I'd be able to give you a more personalized response if you had answered when I asked who it was. Kenji frowns and pushes up his glasses exactly like Shizune. Or are you making that weird face? Wonder how he's able to see me making a face now, yet he wasn't able to do the millions of other times I reacted to something weird he has said or done. Kind of want to pursue this, but I'm too tired to actually do it. And Shizune pushes her glasses up just like that, you know? The student council president. It's just a little weird. What the hell? What do you mean there's this girl who does the same thing? You mean she touches her glasses? I do that. That's my thing. Who is this bitch? Why are bitches all up in my business, stealing what I do? His character flips from anger to fear in the blink of an eye. Is she trying to replace me? Pod people? No, wait, that's an exact copy. Pod women. That's like my two greatest fears combined. It is. Can't believe he has a point. Are you gonna go into town today? Maybe later. Okay, awesome. I have some stuff I want you to pick up for me at the post office, some delicate and secret stuff. He speaks in a whisper, as if talking about his mail, and even a normal tone of voice will jeopardize it. You can have your mail sent directly here, you know. No, you can't. You can have your mail sent to the school, and then the student council picks it up, but then they give it to you. That's not the same as the mail appearing in your hands. I don't trust the student council. Many dudes don't get their mail here, you know. They probably steal it all. They think that just because it's sent to them, they have a license to steal. I can just see them now, elbow deep in mail, fast grabbing all the free swag they can get a hold of. Sickening. Where can I find this mailman who can conjure mail out of thin air and into your hands? I don't know. I bet the student council killed him to preserve their monopoly on all the student shit. It doesn't work that way. Is that what you wanted, though? Fine, I can pick up your mail for you, but eventually I'm gonna collect on all these favors. You already owe me some money. Oh, thanks for reminding me. I'll pay you back after I get my package. Yeah, my bad. I can't really pay you till then. I'm still broke. Then I'm basically doing it for money like a job. Why do you need the package first? Is there money in the package? Nah. I'm seriously dumbfounded. Why can't you get it? Because I'm gonna remodel my room today into a war room. As the days go by, I realize more and more how dangerous feminism is. It really is everywhere, even in places like Iran. You can't tell how far up it goes. When the war begins, if we haven't transcended the concept of nations to fight for our agendas, it will be chaos. No one will know who will take what side, and a war against feminism wouldn't just mean World War III, but the end of all life on Earth as we know it. If we lose, all our supple Japanese women will be raped and enslaved by a bunch of sociopathic lesbian supremacists. Okay, then. Meanwhile, a handful of men that didn't die in the war will be castrated and forced to repair toilets and build massive monuments commemorating the feminist victory. Okay, that's crazy. You're crazy. I think you're overthinking this. As the days go by, I realize more and more that you are not ballin'. We've only talked like 4 times. Oh, sorry. Yeah, whatever. I'll get your package. Awesome. I close the door and jump right back into bed. The second my head hits the pillow, a painfully loud ring assaults my ears, and I realize it's my clock. The alarm going off means that right now is the time I'm supposed to wake up in the first place, on weekdays at least. I pick it up and throw it without looking. I pick it up and throw it without looking up. It gets wedged between the bed and the wall, the noise not stopping. In fact, it seems to grow louder. By the time I'm able to pry it out, I know I'm not going to be able to go back to sleep. The only thing I can think of doing now is going to town and just getting Kenji's stupid package, but it's too early for that. After showering, I take my medication. I'm actually very hungry today since I went without dinner yesterday, and before that I just had a very light lunch. I eat the pills, chomping on them like a leg of lamb. They are unbelievably bitter and disgusting. Well, good medicine tastes bad, or something like that. I'm still hungry, and there's still a lot of time to kill, so I decide to go into town and find somewhere to have breakfast. Can't remember the last time I ate out. Besides, the weather is nice, so why not? The walk into town is longer than I remember, possibly because it's been a while. Probably because I rarely come here alone. There are barely any cars on the road because it's so early in the morning, making it unusually quiet. First thing I do is start looking for a place to eat. Immediately I think of the Shanghai, but I want something more substantial than sandwiches or a cake. Since it's so early, though, I decide to get Kenji's package first. Picking it up at the post office doesn't take very long, but the moment I see it, I'm enraged about what a pain in the ass it will be to carry this thing all the way back to the school. The box is huge. You need 2 hands to hold it. Insultingly, it's not even very heavy. I was thinking of wandering around for a little while, but with this thing in tow, that's going to be a real problem. I guess the Shanghai is my only option now. Everything else is closed, and the ones that aren't all have about the same menu. The fact that fact also makes me want to throw some more business Yuko's way. Before I can even open the door and enter, someone taps me on the shoulder from behind. I turn around and see Shizune there. Instinctively, I look for Misha, but she doesn't seem to be here. Well, looks like those sign language classes are already starting to pay off. I'm tempted to sign it right back, but then she might think I know a lot more than I actually do. For now, I just give her a wave and open the door. She's probably here for her morning tea, and didn't come here just to greet me. It turns out I'm right, as Shizune follows me inside the tea house. It's a total ghost town in here. It's not exactly peak hours, but at every other cafe I pass has at least a few customers. Actually, the Shanghai's been fairly empty every time I pass by. How does this place stay in business? Hello, thank you for choosing to patronize our establishment. Yuko bows with the force of a falling axe, and her head collides with the box in my hands, launching it towards the floor. Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Please forgive me. It's okay. You don't have to do that. Hello, thanks for choosing our shop thing, since we know you. Well, that's a part of my job. You're here early. What can I get you? I just want some coffee for now. I wonder what Shizune wants. Without Misha, there's no real way to tell, or any way to even ask. I haven't learned about that yet. She's here, so I'm pretty sure that means she wants something, too. I don't really know what Shizune wants. Does she have usual? Wait, she might want something else, though. Perhaps you should bring us a menu, just in case? I'll look around for one, but can't find anything that looks remotely like a menu. Menus, I'll look for one right now. Huh? There are menus. They're just rare. It's only a restaurant menu. It's not a collector's edition. Weird. Is that what Shizune is saying? Oh no, she can't hear you. It's just weird for a cafe to make you have to go out of your way to look for a menu. Weird? Oh yes, you're right. It's so illogical. There are so many things, like, why is it called the Shanghai? This is a Western-style tea house, but the name is Chinese, and the architecture is old-fashioned, but my uniform is so modern and sophisticated. She looks like she's about to pass out. If she does, she'll probably fall forward and make a mess of everything. I can't work here anymore. What a bad place for a circular train of logic to end up. No, come on. That kind of stuff is what sets this place apart. There are a lot of cafes around, you know. I think it's charming, really. Please don't quit. Business is good here, isn't it? Not really. See, I think this is a good job for you. It suits you. You shouldn't quit. I've never had to defuse this kind of crisis before. Eventually, I managed to calm her down and convince her that I'm sure Shizune just wants what she usually orders here. Yuko walks away to get our drinks, and by then Shizune has already picked the table. There are no other customers, and Yuko isn't the most talkative person, so it's very quiet. It really doesn't bother me, but I wish there was some way we could communicate. There are so few moments when we are alone. Shizune and Misha are almost always together, to the point where sometimes it seems like they are one. Now it's just me and her, and I'm unable to understand her or have her understand me. It's terrible. You don't have your little notepad today? I know it's the weekend and all, but it's not like you to be unprepared. Well, that's fine. I don't really like using it anyway. Still, it would come in handy now. Shizune starts signing in short bursts, punctuated by her stop and take a sip of tea. Strange how she doesn't make the slightest attempt to change how she normally acts. I'm talking to her for the most part because I'm not used to long silences. I briefly wonder if it's the same for her, in a way. However, it seems unlikely. I think it's more that she is the type who doesn't change how she acts for anyone. It seems like Misha joined the student council because of you. That makes two of us, you know. I'm only there because you forced me into it. Well, not really forced, I guess. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have joined. It sounds slightly romantic, and I found myself blushing a little. I feel like such an idiot. Although I still don't know why you joined. It should have been the first thing I asked in retrospect, but I'm really curious. I'll have to remember to ask Misha sometime. It's nice to talk to you, even if you can't understand me. I wonder if it's the same for you. That would be really great. I don't think sign language will ever be as natural for me as Misha makes it look, but it's gotta be a step up from using pen and paper, right? We've both been finished with our drinks for a while, and Shizune's eyes fall upon the box sitting in its own chair by my side. I'm just picking it up for someone, it's not mine. Shizune pulls it closer, intending to open it, and my heart almost leaps out of my throat. I quickly try to pull it back by wrapping my leg around the leg of the chair. The hell, don't open it. You can't just open other people's mail, it's not legal. No. What is she, a dog? When she gets going, there's almost no stopping. Her eyes filled with excitement. She looks ready to fight me over this stupid package. I realize just how fast this could turn into a game of tug-of-war. I'm almost out of my seat now and waving my arms like an air traffic controller before she finally settles down. Shizune pouts, not pleased with having her curiosity checked, and gets up to leave. And it's about time, too, I guess. We've been here a while. I protectively pick up the box before standing up myself. Suddenly, she tenses her fingers excitedly and pulls out a marker from her pocket and starts writing on Kenji's box. What are you doing? I said this isn't mine. Hey. Can't even see see her with it blocking my vision. Oh, fine, at least let me put it down first. I have to read whatever she's writing anyway. I'll help you carry it. Doesn't seem like she's finished, though, and Shizune draws a fierce line afterwards to signify that there's a catch. But it's a game. The first one to stumble loses, and the loser has to carry it the rest of the way by themselves. That's stupid. There's a 50% chance I'll end up carrying it myself anyway. I actually feel pretty stupid myself right now. I just forgot she can't hear me. I stop talking and shake my head. I can't understand her at all, but she's coming across very forcefully. It's clear that she thinks it's a great idea. Well, if she drops the box or something, then she'll have to carry it. That would make things a lot easier for me, obviously. The odds are 50-50 then. They're probably higher than they would be for any other plan of hers. Alright, I'll take it. Thinking about it, I'm not sure how we should do this, and Shizune grabs hold of one end of the box and lifts it up, and I take hold of the side she isn't holding. Is this even right? It's very uncomfortable to walk like this. I leave the cafe, and I find myself hoping that the streets are still devoid of people. Yuko seemed confused as to what we were doing, and I imagine it will only get worse as more people see us. Shizune doesn't seem bothered at all while walking with her arm at this unnatural angle. She just grins confidently and periodically makes some weird gesture. There are people staring at us as time passes and the usual morning crowd begins to fill the streets. I feel silly, but I'm sure that if I give up, Shizune will take it as a sign of surrender. Can't allow that because I think I'm doing well so far. Initially, I just write Shizune's little hand gestures off as her preemptively gloating, but I catch on quickly that she's actually signaling where she wants to go. Dawns on me that this isn't a competition, and it's not much of a challenge, first of all, and second, it's really more of an exercise in teamwork. It's just that Shizune has made a punishment for failing instead of a reward for doing well. Her fingers touch under the box, and Shizune moves her hand away, almost dropping her side of the box in the process. Well, that's game over for her. She doesn't look very happy. Does she think I did it on purpose to make her lose? If she does, she isn't making a big deal out of it. All's fair in love and war. I feel like I should take it from her and carry it myself, but she pushes me away when I try. She glares at me as if to tell me off, but she can't. With that box in her hands, she is basically gag. A sad expression flickers across her face for a second, maybe on realizing that and having to acknowledge that there are some limitations she has to deal with after all. However, she is still as prideful as ever. Even when it's to her detriment, she wouldn't accept letting me allow her to skip out on the consequences of her bet. Anything is fair during the game, but the results have to be honored to the letter, huh? Shizune is an interesting type of person. The march back to the dorms is uneventful. Shizune passes the trip by shifting the box around occasionally like a giant Rubik's Cube. Looks like another game she's invented to amuse herself. Can't be good for what is inside, but I don't care enough to stop her. Maybe this is how she deals with things, by making everything into a game. It's hard to say for sure, though. It seems futile to try to psychoanalyze Shizune. In the short time we've known each other, I've been surprised on a fair number of occasions. I notice Shizune's shivering. The wind is picking up in the school. Is pretty high up. Makes sense that she would be cold. If I gave her my jacket, though, would she reject it? Take off my jacket and drape it across her shoulder before she has a chance to protest. Her shoulders are slim and delicate, so much so that I want to let my hands linger on them. I'm surprised they didn't give me a choice for that. Shizune flinches when my fingers brush against her, and understandably surprised. Oh, sorry. Her fingers dance slightly over the surface of the box, and I think of taking it from her, but I doubt she would let me. Shizune makes a quick gesture with her hands as best she can, pausing a bit afterwards as if wanting to say more. I'm sure that what she means is thank you. I'm glad I was able to catch it. Alright, kind of a weird time to end there. I thought we'd at least give the box to Kenji first. The sign language teacher says I'm pretty good. I'm trying to think about it too much, but the truth is I'm poring over it so much lately that it's hard not to keep coming back to it at least a couple times a day. I guess I am picking it up faster than expected, but it's still not enough. I understand it just fine. Understanding it is simple. Well, I have to put my mind to it to read it, but it's easy enough when I do. The sounding itself is doable. I just need a little more practice. However, trying to do both at the same time, even at half the speed Misha does it, impossible. Where I'm at now is good for my level, but in order to reach the point where I'll be able to really converse with Shizune, I'll need some more work. I'm doing my best to get to that point one step at a time by doing as much studying as I can squeeze in during lunch. I look up from Introduction to Japanese Sign Language to check if Shizune or Misha are around. Of course, since this is taking up my lunch hour, I've had to avoid them for a few days now. What's more, I'll have to continue doing so if I want to keep Shizune from finding out. My back to the corner, scanning the area every 10 minutes. I feel like some kind of criminal trying to evade capture. Every chance she gets, Misha asks me why I want to hide the fact I'm learning sign language from Shizune. Looking back on it, there really wasn't any reason, but now I think I know. If I want Shizune to be able to treat me as a true equal, sign language is an important step towards that goal. If I want to be able to treat Shizune as an equal, then sign language is an important step towards that goal. Another important step is to make sure she doesn't know, so that when we're able to finally speak on equal terms, I'll be fully ready, able to do it right, not like some dilettante. Okay. Anything less, I think, would be insulting. She would see it that way. So to me, this is the only option, especially now I've decided to be so resolute with it. Shizune's a huge aura, it's very easy to see her coming, or to even sense her coming, mostly because Misha's hair lights up any crowd she's in like a beacon, and you can hear her laughing from a mile away. Although even if Misha weren't with her, it would be the same. Her directness and efficiency are core parts of her, so it's no surprise they come across in the way she walks as well. Due to all these factors, I'm able to put away all my things and put on my best casual face long before they see me and head my way. Hey. Student Council. Student Council was the first thing I asked to learn. It seemed like it would come in handy. Yeah, I've been dodging it for a while now, huh? Yep. Shizune sits down in front of me to my right and Misha to my left. It was a mistake putting myself in the corner, and, well, now I'm cornered. In the end, I'm dragged off to the student council room, but I don't mind. I was starting to miss them a bit anyway. In some ways, this makes it easier. Satisfied with having caught me, Shizune doesn't ask me where I've been all this time. Once I stand before the door, I wonder what could be so important they're eager to pull me back in. Games. There are more games out than books. This at last explains why every time I come here, there are stacks of books piled on every table and occasionally parts of the floor. They need the room to put all these games somewhere. Ha ha ha. It's boring to play against each other so much, Hichan, so it's your turn, okay? It's settled then. I didn't even say anything. Hichan, this is one of the last days we'll be able to take it easy like this for a while, so it's especially important that we make the most of it, don't you think? Tanabata will be up soon, and we'll have to put a lot of work into that, too. So for now, play with us. Come to think of it, it's true, I haven't even noticed, because I've been so wrapped up in wanting to learn sign language. Right on the heels of one festival, a bigger one appears. I wonder if Shizune will try and rope a couple new members in to help with that one as well. You're right. Yay, Hichan agrees, let's celebrate. Oh, he understood that. Let's play a game to celebrate, Hichan. I don't know, that kind of thing usually ends badly for me. Hichan is worried about the stakes? Misha makes a very disappointed face. It's hard to tell if she's mocking me, since her expressions are so exaggerated by default. She's an all-out kind of girl. I turn my head to Shizune. Now this person, she is definitely mocking me. You stop that, but yes, I'll play with you. He'd tell me what's at stake first. How very Japanese, putting the consequences above everything else. Hichan, have you ever heard the expression, missing the forest for the trees? No, I have not. No. That's a lie, but I have my pride, which is currently feeling wounded. Okay, I'll play, but I want to pick the game. Misha nods. Additionally, I pick the punishment if you lose. Shizune makes an X with her arms. That either means denied or she's about to use her special attack. Who's afraid of consequences? How vengeful, still thinking so spitefully about a playful little joke. If I bet you would probably bite back. Shizune signs a word that I don't quite catch. Hichan is so vengeful, even though it was just a playful little joke. If an armadillo bit you, you would probably bite back. Armadillo? It's foolish to bite an armadillo back, Hichan. I guess it would be. I think it would be worse to bite a porcupine back, but Hichan would do it anyway, you see. I see. Shizune adjusts her glasses with a small flourish of her hand. Hichan, we didn't have anything planned at all. If you were to win or lose, we just assumed there would be something like that. I wonder why. Me too, but oh well, there isn't. Does that change your mind, Hichan? Well, yes. Misha windmills her arms at high speed to show her joy. Weird habit. This is the kind of thing you can only see in the student council room, occupied by 3 people. Anywhere else, she would end up socking someone in the face. Yay, let's start right now. Not just yet. Okay. However, we all have to be able to play, that's my condition. I don't like games where one person is clearly the ace player right off the bat, or games where only 2 people can play, so one of us has to sit back. It has to be something the 3 of us can play equally. What exactly kind of games are those? Checkers? What? The instant she says that, Misha takes out a bag of checkers and places on the table. Only 2 people can play that, I told you. Okay, Hichan, how about Monopoly? And Monopoly box slowly edges towards me, and I take it out of Misha's hands and put it under my chair. I don't like games that revolve around luck of the draw. They're too much about chance, not about skill. Also, stop jumping the gun with these games. Luck is kind of a skill, you know? No, it's not. It can be if you're consistently lucky, right? Once at that point, it's something else entirely. Baccarat, marbles, life, snakes, ladders, roulette, blackjack, paper, football, trivial pursuit. Misha begins to excitedly name a bunch of games as if she were reading from a list. With each suggestion, a new box, board, and pieces appear around her, a bizarre catalog of games ranging from children's fare to serious, polished-looking gambling instruments that look very out of place in this humble room. Three-way chess? Is that even possible? Let's try. Yes, let's try it, definitely. They pull a chessboard from behind them with a flourish like two musicians. Well, magic does require some deft sleight of hand, and they've got that in spades. I'm not surprised, nevertheless, it is still somehow unsettling. Stop doing that. Excuse me? A very timid voice manages to make me look up. I lost my ID card, and someone told me I could find out where to get a new one here. If I'm interrupted with something, I can come back later. Hanako's eyes drift across the room, taking in the landscape of piled-up record books, haphazardly scattered chairs, and overturned board games. I guess this isn't exactly the image an organized, tightly run student council like ours should be giving off. Hello. It's the only thing I can think of to break the ice. Unfortunately, it just seems to startle her further. My ID card, You're in our class, aren't you, right? Right? So don't be timid, okay? Come on. Yep, even though we're your seniors, it's not like we'll bite. We're not our seniors, we're in the same class. Still, I am grateful to them for stepping in. What is it you said you want? An ID card, right? Right? Yes. Her eyes slide away from Misha. Being shy, it's no wonder she's not the best at keeping eye contact. I follow where she's looking and notice her gaze stop on the chessboard on the table. Oh, that's... Hanako's eyes widen just for a moment. She notices it well. Do you like chess? You like chess, don't you? Yeah, you do, definitely. Do you want to play? Hesitation, she might make a break for it. I refuse to get involved in this, it won't end well. To my amazement, Hanako seems to be considering the idea very seriously. She touches the tips of her fingers together pensively, mulling the thought over. A little consideration is more or less a confirmation. We're having our lunch break, so you have to wait anyway. Why not play with us in the meantime? Come on, it'll be fun, really fun. You like chess, don't you? I can tell, really, it's obvious, so please, will you? Okay. Yay, success, okay, that's great. The chessboard is set up. The opening move is important. However, Shizune doesn't seem to care. Hanako ponders her moves carefully, sliding pieces forward just a little bit, then pulling them back in uncertainty, second-guessing herself over and over again. She's really into this game. You can't call her a casual player, definitely an enthusiast. Shizune can't take her lightly. No matter what she does, Hanako has an appropriate response. Yet there's something wrong about the pacing of this game. Shizune moves too quickly. No, not even too quickly, but with a logical speed. It's like she isn't thinking about what she'll do next. Either Shizune is in the realm of supercomputers, or she isn't taking this game very seriously. Maybe Hanako just isn't very good. Shizune forces an exchangement of pawns. Hanako's turns take increasing amounts of time as the game goes on, and it hasn't even been going on that long. Suddenly it all becomes clear. Shizune has a lot more time to think about her next move because Hanako takes forever to move a piece. Despite that, it's an interesting game. Black knight to f6, bishop to d3. Since they're both playing seriously, no one is toying with the other. There is no clearly dominant player, at least for now. Maybe this is helped by the fact that they aren't very close to each other from what I can see. Shizune is a mysterious opponent to Hanako, and Hanako is an enigma to Shizune. Hanako's furrowed brow shows that she's into the game. She really wants to win, and Shizune always wants to win. Their lack of familiarity is a little depressing, but it is giving life to the game and allowing them to see each other as good competition. Maybe they might even end up being friends over it, or at the very least rivals in chess. It's an optimistic thought. Although remembering playing Risk against Shizune, she doesn't want to just crush people for the fun of it. The game continues. Shizune plays 12 moves in 4 minutes with a scary opponent. But Hanako holds her own, even though her king is being chased around the board a bit. Pawn to h6, white knight to e6. The end is near. The game ends. That was a really good game. Thanks. It was really close. I thought I would lose. You're very skilled. Magnanimous in victory and exerting a hand to the defeated. Maybe it's because Hanako is taking her defeat so well. This is a fun game, but it took so long, almost the whole period. Just as too formulatic, especially at this level. How about some advanced drills? What? Advanced? Yeah, like speed chess or chess with additional pieces. Or maybe we can pair up and play tag team chess with 1 or 2 boards. Your choice. Come on. It'll be fun. Really. Regular chess is so slow, too methodical, it's boring. I want to play chess that rewards quick thinking and daring. Any one of these comparing chess to is like comparing checkers to Go or tic-tac-toe to shogi, right? Haha, even laser chess might be more exciting. Pick something. What the heck is laser chess? Like a deer in the headlights, many emotions spring up in me watching Hanako's mind reel in front of the chessboard as if she's about to faint. The dominant one is amusement, but I move a little closer in case she might really topple over. The board is set up again, but this time it's not even close. Hanako can't even make a move out of fear of her hand colliding with Shizune. She's all over the board. It's an onslaught. Anywhere Hanako wants to put a piece, Shizune is already there. It's the fastest game I've seen in my life. Let's change the rules and play again. Best out of 6, like Kasparov and Deep Blue. Hanako excuses herself and flees from the room. Wait. She didn't want to know where we can get a new ID? Excuse me, hello, come back please? Wait. Strangely, the farther Misha goes away, the louder the sound of her voice seems to grow. I couldn't catch her. Shizune pats her on the shoulder reassuringly. There. You're pretty cheerful for someone who needed a pat on the shoulder. Haha. Hichan, do you hate games where luck is involved? Question out of nowhere, but it feels like an important one. If it wasn't, why would Shizune be looking at me, watching for my reaction? Even as I glance in her direction, she tries to pretend she isn't doing so, putting on a casual air by spinning a chess piece in her fingers. I don't like games that revolve around luck of the draw, right? That was you, Hichan. Revolving around luck isn't the same as having luck involved, though. I don't hate games just for having an element of luck. Most games have an element of luck to them anyway. It's what keeps them interesting. I think a game where you know from the beginning how far you can go is boring. Then it's not a game, is it? Just going through motions. Or a game where you have little to no control. I don't think I could get into something like that. I see. That girl isn't very good at chess. Chess is a formulaic game, so it's a game that isn't suited for her. There's nothing formulaic about her. Someone who plays chess like that, looking only at the next piece, playing so shallowly, can't be called a serious chess player. Anyone who loves chess to the point where their eyes sparkle like that when they see a chessboard should be the kind of person who would study the game. If you study it just casually, you can learn to see at least 2 moves ahead, even against pros. Why would someone who loves the game so much with that enthusiasm know so little about it, even less than someone with just a passing interest in it? Shizune puts down the piece in her hand. It's a rook. Her feelings are real, but her feelings for the game aren't. Her feelings are real, but her feelings for the game aren't real. You understand, Hichan? There's no luck in chess. It's very important to realize that. Luck in games is good because it gives everyone a chance, just enough to matter. But not so much that skill is penalized. Chess is boring because it's not a game to me. It seems like formulas. Hanako isn't the kind of person who would love something like that either. If you value something, you fight. Struggle is proof of preciousness. I think so, at least, or you concede immediately. Since it's so precious that it stops you thinking this. The first is a passionate love, the second is a gentle love. I tried to fight her, chasing around her king and trying to bait her. I didn't succeed, though, because she stuck to only what would work. The trickiest moments were when she moved the fastest. That means she knew exactly how to deal with those situations. I mean, someone taught her. Do you understand, Hichan? Not really. If you love chess that much, but you can't give it your all, it's because you love the memories attached to it, not the game. It's too precious to her to see as a tool for true competition. Due to that, you can't become friends over it. Not without words. Well, your way of making friends isn't the kind of way that works in everyone, Shizune. Look on her face isn't one of sadness, or as far as I can tell, but her words are very sad. Man, let's play a game. Well, the board is still here. But the bell rings and cuts me off. Alrighty. Things have returned to normal. Well, I transferred in a pretty unusual time, and I can hardly say that I had a normal first few weeks here. I guess it's more like things have calmed down and reached normality. I've been here longer than I thought. It's hard not to think about all the stuff I must have missed in the school before my arrival, or the things that might have happened in my old school since I've been gone. Wonder where these feelings come from, since I didn't leave much behind. I have a lot more here than that I like. If that wasn't the case, then I wouldn't even bother with something like student council or Shizune or Misha. And Misha, I would be hard-pressed to care about anything if this school is how I imagined it to be. So even this feeling of a daily routine makes me glad in a way. I dread the amount of work that's going to hit me in student council after school, enough to want to consider stepping out of my duties just this once, yet it's nice to feel that there's something I can do. Shizune drops a stack of attendance sheets next to me. Thanks again for helping out. Thanks again, Hichan. Sure's a lot of work, though. I had to skip out on sign language class again, but now I'm at a level where I can understand most of Shizune and Misha's conversations with each other, so I'm not too bothered by it. Shizune still doesn't know that, though. I'm determined to keep things that way until I'm very sure of my skills. Perhaps it's a little childish of me. Tanabata is less than 5 days, but they're only going to start building the stalls tomorrow. Each time we might have to help out with building stalls again starting tomorrow. Why, what was the point of taking them apart then? It took days, didn't it? Yep, that's right, even though Hichan wasn't there for it. It would have helped out if you asked. It wouldn't have made sense to bore you with cleanup duty after you enjoyed the festival so much. It wouldn't have made sense to bore you with making you clean up right after the festival. It would have ruined the fun. Besides. Hichan is lazy anyway. You would have tried to run away again. Hichan doesn't like playing Foxhound. That stings. Shizune covers her mouth with her hand and starts shaking. It takes me a second to realize she's laughing, mostly because she's doing so completely soundlessly. It's a little strange to see, but more or less the same good-spirited kind as Misha's without being eardrum-piercing. That's a good question, though, Hichan. Huh? Stalls. It's a storage issue. The school doesn't have anywhere to store so many stalls, since each one is pretty large. They won't pay for outside storage either, so this is what they decided on. It's inefficient, but cheaper. Because the school doesn't have anywhere to store that many stalls, Hichan. Yeah, right, they do, but they don't want to pay. Sorry, Hichan. It's because of the previous generation. The leadership decided that outside storage costs had risen too much, and the student council before us was too weak-willed to tell them that it's stupid to have to build and assemble 60 stalls twice every year. Okay. Hichan, let's eat something. It feels like we've been working all day. We have. Now I think about it, I am hungry. I would have had lunch, but it was really crowded today for some reason, so I decided it wasn't worth the trouble. It was like that today because they had some especially interesting things for sale inside. Like what? Don't tell me. I guess it doesn't matter, since I won't be able to eat them anyway. Shizune looks oddly pleased with herself. I wonder what the context of that could be. I prepared ahead of time for this. Beaming with self-satisfaction, she produces a wide assortment of food from her bag. I can immediately see that 90% of it or more was taken from the lunchroom. There's a lot as well. Isn't there a limit to how much a person can buy? It means these gains are definitely ill-gotten. The veal cutlet bread is always sold out in the first minute of lunch. I'm impressed you managed to obtain one. Thank you. I reach for it quickly, but Shizune immediately makes a grab for it as well. Her hand goes slack for a second when it touches mine, but she immediately pushes forth with a redoubled effort, that blazing competitive spirit flashing dangerously in her eyes. Her fingers pry at mine, searching for an opening. I don't budge an inch, just prepared to fight for this bread with my life. I might never have another chance to eat this. I'm fully aware that if we continue like this, we could crush the bread, greatly reducing its edibility. You should tell her that unless she lets go, the bread is going to be crushed. Why can't you do it yourself? Startled, she can so nonchalantly let slip that I can communicate with Shizune just fine if I wanted to. I almost consider the possibility it was intentional, but I'm sure she was just distracted trying to tear the wrapper off a juice box straw. Isn't it obvious I can't let go of the bread? I can't tell Shizune that, then. She puts her palms up to the sky and shrugs, a wide grin on her face. Why not? Because you have a stake in this, so I can't trust you. If Shizune wants to reply, she has to let go of the bread, and then you win. Who knows, maybe that's what you want, Hichan. It wouldn't be fair, so I'm gonna be neutral, like Switzerland. Okay, Switzerland. Do you know about Switzerland? Of course I do, it's neutral. They're neutral. Shizune stares at me cockily, the tip of her tongue sticking out slightly from between her teeth as she continues to tug firmly at the veal cutlet bread between us. Suddenly she lets go and holds her hands up, palms facing outwards, the universal gesture of peace. It seems like a poor way to settle this, doesn't it? And we might crush the bread. She glares, and her passive expression quickly plummets into a disapproving grimace. Hichan, drop the bread. We're negotiating now. I drop the bread reluctantly. Misha's hand darts from side to side, her fingers drumming across the table as it makes its way over. Don't mind me, I don't even really like veal. I'll just take the sandwich right here and something to drink to. Picking them up cautiously, she immediately retreats. She has the right idea. I could just pick something else. There are a lot of delicious things here. The chicken katsudan bread is also a popular seller, ranking high in taste and demand, but I've already eaten one before. You're so immature, Hizao. This wouldn't be a problem if you had picked something else. The chicken katsudan bread is delicious. You're so immature, Hichan. Why don't you pick the chicken katsudan bread instead? It's delicious. I've already eaten that. Hichan, why are you so obsessed with eating the veal cutlet bread specifically? It's hard to get normally. Rare things are more delicious. You're acting like a child. You're acting like a kid, He-chan. Why don't you eat the chicken bread? That's not important. Turning bright red, she smiles cunningly and continues. There's no reasoning with you, so it looks like there is only one way to settle this. We're going to play for it. That doesn't matter, we'll play for it instead. Somehow I expected this, it's a logical solution. Shizune has been studying for a long time, pretty much continuously up until now. With our finals over, I guess that surplus energy has to go somewhere. Play what? The oldest game known to man, upon which the fate of nations has been known to rest. Rock, paper, scissors. We'll play rock, paper, scissors. Really? That sounds so serious, Shi-chan. There's no humor in her expression. She is dead set on this. Okay. She draws her hand back and I mirror her. Go. We both put out rock, a draw. I had thought I had the perfect plan. Rock is unbeatable. Shizune frowns, deeply upset by this unexpected turn of events, not as planned. Again. 2 papers. Damn. Again. We both throw out 2 rocks again, but a third hand is among us, representing scissors. This looks like fun. Can I play? Hahaha. It's a duel, Shi-chan? And dueling conduct? You're right. I don't really know. I really don't know. The faster she signs, the harder it is to follow. In fact, it looks like even Misha is having trouble keeping up. What's she talking about? One more time. We tie again every time Shizune demands a rematch, eventually skipping that step altogether and throwing out rock, paper, scissors out with increasingly reckless abandon. Even playing completely randomly, we continue to tie. This is a mathematical long shot. Misha hovers above us, watching it all and laughing each time we draw. After 16 rounds, Shizune pushes her chair away from the table and stands up. Enough of this, He-chan. I see what I've been doing wrong. This will all be over in the next round, so brace yourself, okay? Okay? I've studied your thought process and I see how you play. I'm anticipating your next move and I will combat it expertly. This is all news to me, as I can't remember what we are doing this over. Shizune grins confidently, a look of fearless daring on her face. Her eyes flash with pure competitive spirit as she draws her hand back, goading me wordlessly to do the same. Her form is amazing, like a professional bowler or something, just to throw a hand motion. 2 papers. Shizune's body immediately goes slack, and she rubs her temples with a look of exasperation on her face as she lets out a sigh so long it sounds like a tire deflating. I realize I've gotten a lot hungrier in the time we've been doing this. We can just split it. I break the bread in half and offer one half to Shizune. She takes it. Thank you. She looks at the bread in her hand, studying it. This feels hollow somehow. Regardless of how she feels, she eats it. All of a sudden, I see Misha observing the scene out of the corner of her eye. He-chan, that was very romantic, I think. Come on. Ha ha ha. She laughs and takes a bite of her second sandwich. We eat in silence for a while, Shizune and I managing to avoid any other contests, and then we go back to work. As I finish up the day's usual filing, I think to myself this might be Shizune's way of trying to start this week on a high note. After all, tomorrow is when the real work will begin, and with her hands literally full building stalls, she won't be able to talk very much. It will likely be pretty dull and tiring like it was the first time around. I'm appreciative of her effort in that case. It's nice to have days like this as a way of enjoying yourself before the days ahead. I think it was her idea as well. I also remember that I still have to get rid of Kenji's package. The damn thing is bulky and somehow I've never been able to track him down since I picked it up. Alright. After the student council is adjourned for the day, I walk towards the vending machines to look for something to drink. Parting from Shizune and Misha, it's a short trip, but after even just a few seconds, I start to get the feeling I'm not alone. A pair of hands cover my eyes. Guess who? Shizune. Aha, it's me, He-chan. Yeah, I know. Then why'd you say it was Shi-chan? It's okay to be wrong sometimes, He-chan. You're too proud. Anyway, after student council, you don't usually have any plans, right? So you're just gonna go straight to your dorm? Where else would I go? Okay, that's great, He-chan. I want to talk to you today, so this works out perfectly. 2 high school students alone after class in a quiet, empty building. As the sun dyes the sky a romantic amber color, the cute girl says she wants to talk. What a secretive and appealing situation. My imagination is buzzing. It's likely not going to be anywhere near as exciting as I'm making it out to be, but it's fun to play it up that way. The popping sound of my canned coffee opening destroys any chance of maintaining such a cheesy mood, sounding louder than I'd ever thought imaginable, amplified by the context of the situation. I sign disappointment and relief. So, what is it? Oh, actually, I'm a little behind in some of my classes, and if I don't catch up, it could be a problem I can't put off any longer. My teacher says I have to really start taking things seriously, so I should listen, especially because this is the 3rd time. I'm sorry, He-chan. Why are you apologizing? I won't be able to help you or Shi-chan with student council for a few days. It'll only be 2 or 3 days, really. I'll definitely try and come back as soon as possible, but Can't say I'm happy about this. It's supposed to be getting really busy this week too, isn't it? That's some unfortunate timing. For a second I want to ask if maybe Shizune could pull some strings to get her out of it. But Misha looks so genuinely apologetic about it, it would be pretty dickish of me to say something like that. Besides, if she says it's something that can't be put off any longer, I'm inclined to believe her, considering how surprisingly serious she can be with student council duties. Yeah, I see. It's okay. You managed with just Shizune and yourself last year, didn't you? I'm sure I'll be able to do it. I'm sure I'll be able to do it as well. Don't worry about it. Really, thank you, Hee-chan. Really, yay! I didn't know Hee-chan would take it so well. I thought you would be worried with how there's going to be so much work with Tanabata coming up and everything. No, she knows me oddly well. But Hee-chan is so composed. I'm glad. Yeah, you're sort of right. I was thinking about it, but it's not that big a deal. I'm not gonna freak out over that. It's gonna be a little annoying passing that pad back and forth to talk to Shizune, though. Hee-chan, just tell Shii-chan you can use sign language too. I don't understand why you won't. Not yet. I can understand most things already, but I want to be really sure. Actually, I wouldn't mind. The secrecy is killing me too, and it would be nice to be able to talk to her in a real conversation. Don't worry, I'm going to have to tell her eventually. I want to. Actually, I'm trying to think of a good opportunity for it. That won't be a problem, Hee-chan. Why not? Well, because I kinda told Shii-chan that you can understand her. She was worried about the same thing, that you wouldn't be able to understand each other, so I was worried, but it worked out fine in the end after all. I lose it. Do you know how stupid I look now? I sat there for like half the damn day acting like I couldn't read sign language, and you're seriously telling me that she knew the whole time I could? She's probably thinking, this guy's a complete jackass pretending he can't understand me. I just made a total ass of myself. How could you let me do this? Misha frowns, seeming lost for words and realizing I'm taking this differently than she might have expected. She doesn't speak again until after seeing I've calmed down. But Hee-chan, I think this is definitely for the best. She says without batting an eye, having waited patiently through my panic to say it. The cheerful delivery of her words makes it seem like she sliced out the time between when she dropped the bomb on me and now. It's pretty funny in a way. Yes, such a one-track mind, you know that? Yes. The damage is done. If Misha can believe that things will work out with such unflinching surety, then maybe it's worth giving it a chance. And if things don't work out, I'll run as fast as I possibly can. To try and make it up to me anyway, just in case she offers to buy me another drink from the vending machine. It's a very small token of apology, but I suppose it's the thought that counts, and her thoughts are sincere. Plus, it's a free drink, so I accept. What in the world? It's already been over 40 minutes? Alright, well, I guess we're done. Yep, we're done. So, thank you for watching, and goodbye.